Dear audience, honorable juries, dear members of the opposition, today we're having a great debate with such a great audience and such a great topic. Does school kill creativity? First of all, and before getting to the fun part, let's talk about definitions. First, we have school. School is a magical and mystical place that has the ability to teach us so many things, despite the fact that we like them or not, or will it ever be useful to us as students? Then there's the verb to kill. Killing in this case does not mean to slaughter or to murder something or someone, but more precisely, the verb to kill stands for stopping, eliminating, putting an end to an act, thought, or behavior. And lastly, we have creativity. Creativity is the use of imagination or original ideas to create or to invent something unique and special. So, in its very first definition, creativity is mainly or highly attached to imagination, which leads us to our next question. Does school teach imagination? First of all, and before getting to that question, I just want to make sure that you, their opponents, didn't confuse El Araki International School of Morocco with any other school, because this school is an exception, and we are not talking about it in this debate. Thank you. Let's go back to our question. Does school teach imagination? Well, and as we all know, imagination is an abstract thing, so nobody, not even school, can teach you how to imagine, right? But the tricky part is that school does not teach you how to imagine. School kills your imagination. School kills your creativity. And that by making you, my dear students, following the same rules, the same algorithm, the same instructions over and over and over, even though we are not the same, even though we are different. But no, they do not care. They do not want us to be different, because if we are, they will have more work to do. And so instead of teaching us and embracing our creative perspective, school kills imagination. Let me give you a really quick example. If a teacher had 20 students, right, and they all answered the same and stupid way, it's not a problem. It's like if he's correcting only one copy, but once they have answered in a different way, in a creative way, that's a problem, because he will have more work to do. So school kills creativity. Don't worry, I will give you another example, but I want you to be honest with me. What was the last time you used your creativity in conjugating a verb? In solving a math problem, in knowing how far Saturn is away from Earth, in calculating how many molecules there are in a glass of water. We never used our creativity in solving any of those problems. We just followed the same rules that was already given to us by philosophers, inventors that never got in school in the first place or even dropped out of it, like Isaac Newton, Albert Einstein, Pythagoras, Al-Khwarizmi, Aqad, Thales, and so many other people that assumed that school is only going to kill their creativity, and that creativity is needed to create a rule, but not in applying it. Thank you.
Dear audience, before I even start, I would like to point out the absurdity of this subject. It truly pains me to see students or graduates being so ungrateful to schools and trying to defend why schools kill creativity when that is only a myth that is hurting our schools and our future generations. So please, let me illuminate you. Education can be classified as an enlightening experience. It can also be the process of receiving or giving systematic instructions, especially at a school or university. And these institutions do not only limit themselves to the basics of knowledge, but go above and beyond to make sure they form their students and develop not only their knowledge, but their soft skills as well. Because students are required to go to many types of assignments, discussions, courses, and more during their time in education. And that includes any types of schools, not especially El Araki. Therefore, they end up with a wonderful skill set that includes critical thinking, the identification of skills, and then what could be considered average. On top of that, a great sense of discipline and better communication skills. And that could be considered average on top of what schools prefers its students for in real life. not only by making sure the students have a minimum of knowledge and a certain type of skills, but also by exams. Life in itself is a big examination. At every footstep, we face certain tests. The success is always marked with dignity and honor in all examinations of life. Examinations add to our ability, power of tolerance, perseverance, and other good qualities. And that's exactly why examinations is not only necessary, but it's also a blessing. And they are conducted to inform and improve learning, since it provides teacher with students' background and learning styles to assess and how learning can be lifted. And none of this affects one's creativity negatively. And before you show your ingratitude to these schools,
you said that there are schools that give us these communication skills. Tell me like 5 or 3 schools that do these communication skills.
I could start off by our own school, El Iraqi.
I said we're not talking about it.
Yeah. You don't want to mention the school? Okay. We could also say Al-Hilali, Victor Hugo, Lamrani, Ariha, and I could name many more because this skills is not limited to our school only, but it is a basic knowledge and basic skill that every school comes from. I'll continue. And none of this affects one's creativity negatively. And before you show your ingratitude to these schools, the same schools that formed you and the teachers that helped you develop your skill enough to come stand in front of this podium to defend why school kills creativity, remember that you're only here because you're engaged in better conversations and talk sessions to stimulate initiative thinking. As a result, you're also engaged in group problem solving and learn together that debates do not only enable students to think creatively, but also to understand and accept other points of view. So keep nourishing your creativity, but don't forget that you can only do that mostly because of schools. Thank you.
School kills creativity. Such a meaningful topic for us as teenagers. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. What a wonderful day to stand here in front of you for my first time in Eagle's Great Debate. Now, let me ask you a question. Are creativity and innovation inherited in each of us? The answer is yes. Every person was made to be creative. It just needs a way to develop this creativity and make it concrete in our real life. The source is the website edu.gcfglobal.org. Sir Ken Robinson, who is a creativity expert, claims in his TED Talk that no child, even the most gifted ones, is creative during his academic life, which means since kindergarten to high school. He also said that every kid was born with a creative capacity. It's just that school, and especially adults, stop him and kill his potential and drive him going in the wrong path. They're also here for blaming us for our mistakes. So, since we've talked about blaming people for their mistakes, I would love to tell you a short story. I was a young, innocent girl in 3rd grade of primary school, and I was kind of bad at Arabic and didn't know how to do vocalization, which is putting some kind of accents into letters. And I still remember my teacher taking me from my hair and blaming me in front of all my classmates. Traumatizing, isn't it? Well, I'm not the only one who lived such a terrible experience during their academic life. Since we've all had bad memory with our teacher and we can all relate to this situation. According to the website cliffscience.com, 73% of students said they didn't like school for how stressful it is, and 61% of them mentioned also the teacher's treatment. So please, dear members of the opposition, don't tell me that school supports creativity, because today, in this debate, you are going to see a concrete example for that. In this debate, a team is going to win and another one is going to lose. And you will all see the team that lost being blamed for not doing enough research, for not working well, and not for not using their creativity. So please be a little bit more realistic and more creative in your arguments, since you are creative. It's just your way of thinking that stops you from showing it to the world. Do you think that the greatest of all time, Cristiano Ronaldo, would be a football legend if he didn't follow his dream and went to school? I think the answer is obvious. Dear audience, I am not going to lie to you and tell you that we should all leave school right now, because I believe that human beings were made differently. We were not all made to be doctors, engineers, teachers, or whatever. There are athletes, singers, artists who inspire us and give us a highlight in our lives. And I think that you all listen to music, watch football matches, so why can't you, can't relate to that? But I believe that we should all find a solution for such a phenomenon and let people develop their creativity, spread their ideas, and especially stop being limited and restricted like our dear members of the opposition and fly high like an eagle should. Thank you.
Dear audience, honorable members of the jury, members of the government greetings. First of all, your study doesn't make the rule. Creativity is one of those qualities that comes to an individual naturally. But if we actually ask them, what creativity means to them, they get lost with their thoughts. We can go on and on with our list of creative people like Tessie Thomas, R.A. Rahman, Elon Musk, and their creative ways, a novel, an invention, a new way of looking at the world. However, it's difficult to grasp the concept of creativity as a whole. But since we must begin somewhere, let us begin with a definition. Creativity is seeing what others see and thinking what no one else never ever thought, once said Albert Einstein. Is the ability to think or act in ways that are different from what others have done before, and to come up with new and unique ideas, methods, and objects. In the 1920s, we saw the advent of the concept of modern creativity for the first time. After Graham Waller's book, Art of Thought, creativity as an ability or a personality trait became popular. Wallace provides a blueprint for how people solve challenges and think creatively in this work. As we know that it generates new ideas, but it still sounds a little hazy and intangible, kind of like suggesting that swimming is the ability to avoid drowning in water. Technically correct, but not especially useful if you're looking for a deeper understanding or if you just want to avoid drowning. All skills start in the brain, be it physical, learning to swim breaststroke, or mental, learning to solve an algebraic equation. It's all about neurons in the right place of the brain, firing over and over until you've mastered it. The right blend of creativity in curriculums can help students to be innovative and also encourages them to learn new things. Students can become great communicators while also working on their emotional and social skills. Creative classroom story can really transform the way students acquire education and how they apply it in their real life.
How does school help us develop our emotional skills? You just said it. How does school help us develop our emotional skills?
To my knowledge, schools help us develop our emotional skills by helping you with your problems. Like if you have any sort of problems, I'm gonna talk about teachers. They can make you talk. They can give you reasons to talk. They can push you, you know. Anyways, as Edward de Bono perfectly describes it, there is no doubt that creativity is the most important human source of all. Without creativity, there would be forever repeating the same patterns. Every child possesses the ability to be imaginative, which can manifest itself in a variety of ways. The teacher's role is critical in creating a healthy atmosphere in which a child feels free to express their creativity, explore it, and comprehend its significance. Thank you.
You talked about drowning, but let me tell you that school teach us not how to drown, not how to succeed, how to swim. School is a concept made for knowledge. The main reason we go there is to get it, so we can go to college, get a degree, to then get a job. I want to know, where is the part where the student does something creative? something that can expand his creativity, or something that can distinguish him from the others. Aside from vomiting what we've learned from our lessons the day of the exam, to forget it the day after, what is the purpose of school? Let's be honest, if there was any other way of getting a job without going through the process of going to school, everyone would choose it, because we only follow what the society tells us to, because it's how it was built and we have nothing to do about it. Do we only have enough time to learn about the simple paths or trigonometry? But would we give time for the important things, like activities that can help the student develop his creativity? Or a subject we study frequently that has the purpose of it? Something that may lead us to experience new things, to try and fail, to start to discover yourself. None of this happens in most of schools. The important part about everyone isn't cared for enough. This creative side in all of us is flying away without us noticing. Because the government judges us on our grades and not on our skills and the training we get. So we have this idea of being academically smart opens more doors for more job opportunities, which lead us to forget about the imagination and the creativity to expand as it should. We only care about the work parts, and that's just sad. Some people have an insane potential for being creative and doing what they actually like. They have this passion, this talent. But no, the society doesn't accept this. The society tells us to forget about the creativity and only care about work. Let me tell you something. School kills our artists. Yes, school kills our artists. What is an artist? An artist is a person engaged in an activity related to creating art, practicing art, or demonstrating art. Source Wikipedia. An artist is someone creative, and a lot of students have this passion for drawing or singing and many other skills they excel at. They have this...
Are you only limiting creativity to what could be considered artistic?
No. Creativity can be everything that the student does from himself and what his soul wants. No, that's just some examples. I talked about skills in general, skills that you're born with, but the school stops you from expanding it as it should.
So you're saying people are born naturally knowing how to dance or how to...
Yes, some people have this talent, but the school stops it. But school comes between this passion and the kid, like I said. He doesn't have time to do what he actually likes and only focus about school and work. And his passion flew away. What he was born to do he doesn't have time to do what he was born to do and what his soul wants him to do. And also, school only considers those skills as a hobby and not a full-time job to be. They don't give them the recognition and the value they deserve. So he goes for a safer option taken by many others, and even if he doesn't like it. When we were little, we all had a dream job. But the reality catches us. This routine kills our creative parts, and that may lead us to have jobs like a singer, a writer, an athlete, or a painter. We should all follow what our hearts want us to do, what our souls can do, the potential we have that shouldn't die. The learning we get from ourselves is way more helpful than what our teachers give us, to have a successful career that lines up with our personalities, and to make our little you proud.
I was reading through posts on a parenting group on Facebook yesterday and came across one that got my hackles up. It's a concept that has been floating around since schools were invited, I'm sure. And I feel the need to defend it. When Mom was asking what options she had for her children, because she's worried about the education system only preparing her children for repetitive office jobs, kills creativity, and trains them to sit still for hours on end as you're seeing their opponents. While I absolutely applaud her concern for her children and yours, and the fact that she is clearly interested in their education. And I'm sad that she thinks that all schools are good for. Dear audience,
It is with a great pleasure that I stand in front of you today to discuss a subject titled, "Does School Kills Creativity?" Well, sure and yes. School prepares children for repetitive office jobs. It also prepares them for myriad other jobs, jobs that have nothing to do with repetitiveness or offices. The vast majority of people in our end of the world have gone through the education system, and the vast majority don't work in offices. Okay.
Do you think that exams that we pass in school, in these stressful conditions, are not killing our creativity?
Okay, I will answer it in my second argument. So, people in our end of the world have gone through the education system, and the vast majority don't work in offices, or at least not in the type of office environment she's alluding to. I honestly don't know where people get this particular idea from. If schools only prepare children for office work, they would only ever teach them the skills required for that. We certainly wouldn't be teaching music or sport or science or art or advanced mathematics or writing skills, etc. Thank you.
Dear member of opposition, please listen to me. Dear member of opposition, to be completely honest, I didn't quite catch the relationship of your motherhood story with our topic, so please make your argument more explicit next time. Last year on my first science exam, I got a 20 out of 20. 20 being the highest mark, I was very proud of myself. I wish I could say I was talented enough to get it without revising, but I would be lying. In fact, not only have I revised, but I've learned everything by heart. Definitions, formulas, concepts, everything I could find on my books, I memorized. And it paid off. On the next exam, I thought to myself that there was no need to learn everything. I would simply go through my notes, make sure that I understood everything, and do some exercises to assure my mastery in the matter. I passed my exam, convinced that I did a really good job. 1 week later, I finally got my mark. I got a 12. I went through my paper confused and asked my teacher about it. He told me, "These are not the answers that are written in your book." I told him that they were just formulated differently. "These are correct. Go back to your place. And next time, do what you're told." That beautiful dialogue taught me a wonderful lesson. Unless you put your mind aside and blindly learn what you're given, then you are wrong. And I can assure you that this lovely experience isn't one of a kind. In fact, it is exactly what school appears to be made of. You sit in a classroom for 5 consecutive hours, listen to an adult blabbing about something they learned ages ago, and you're going to do this over and over and over again until you get a degree. Go to university and do it all one last time. School doesn't only kill creativity, it kills your soul. As a kid, you love discovering new things, learning what things are made of, where they come from. So when your parents tell you that you're going to school, you're so excited, aching to broaden your knowledge, only to discover that the only thing you're going to learn is how to calculate a square root. If you're lucky enough, you will be able to ask some questions. They will then be instantly redirected to the initial lesson. Sometimes, it may happen for a school to host an activity that may encourage kids to use their creativity, but only for a limited amount of time, and generally as a reward. Well, creativity isn't a luxury or a bonus. It is as important as knowledge. As a matter of fact, knowledge and creativity are interconnected, since knowledge can provide the foundation for creative thinking and problem solving that can then lead to discovery of new innovative solutions that can be taught later on. But apparently, the educational system is failing to understand that, as are you, dear opponents. School inhibits creativity. as we are only encouraged to blindly consume and produce, leading our brains to hibernation, and to students that struggle on both the creative and knowledge aspect. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how we end up with citizens with no hobbies, no dreams, and that couldn't come up with an idea to save their lives. If I had only known our school, I think I would be defending the same delusional position as my dear opponents. What's better example to take rather than our own, right? It relies on multiple principles: leadership, initiative, imagination, and creativity. Our school was founded to make a difference because they knew that something was wrong, to be the change they wanted to see in others. What you, dear opponents, are doing is using your privilege as an excuse to be completely blind as to what's happening around you. So please, if you want to give any examples, take the majority as one, and not one in a million. Hence, school, in its form of various approaches, inevitably does not allow any scope of creativity. Thank you.
First of all, I want to answer to the beauty Prime Minister. Many exams encourage teaching to the test practice. This is to say teaching a fixed curriculum focused on passing a specific exam, and that's exactly why singular answers are more beneficial and it doesn't kill creativity at all. Since creative activities stimulate active learning, there is always a creative way to do something, and preparing for exam is not different. What is even creativity? When people think of creativity, they almost exclusively think of artistic creativity. They think of things like painting, drawing, writing stories, music, dancing. I have a big problem with that. Creativity comes in as many different forms as there are people on the planet, and only a small subset of that is in an artistic way. Designing a science experiment takes a hell of a lot of creativity. So that's creating a circus board. Yes?
When is the last time you had an experience to do in school for your science class?
I don't remember.
We don't do science.
Yes, and we don't do science.
You don't do science?
No.
As we don't do it.
No.
We study about
We study, yes. Thank you. So that's creating a circus board, solving a mathematical problem, writing a new computer program, drafting a business that is broken, thinking of what to cook for dinner tonight that will make the whole family happy. This list is endless. I've yet to see a job out there that doesn't require a form of creativity. Even repetitive jobs, even repetitive office jobs, sometimes dealing with customers and clients requires an extreme form of creativity to keep everyone happy. But before we can be at such a high level of task, you need to learn the basics of your crafts. You can design an experiment to look into a cure of cancer if you haven't first learned how the human body works. The basics of experiment design and grant proposal, even how to write. You can't craft a new Apple if you haven't first learned how to type, how to code, a bit about user design and experience. Even if we go back to artistic creativity, you can't paint a masterpiece if you haven't learned how to mix color, work with paint, and apply them to the medium you are working with. All the basics for these things are taught in school. Some of it is taught at home if you have parents who are so inclined. The specifics of any jobs are taught on that job required. I see so many students at school that feel like they aren't creative, purely because they aren't artistic or musical. I've had so many conversations about how creativity is much more than that. It breaks my heart to see some of them so downtrodden because they aren't in the school play or band. They don't see their potential, doesn't see the exciting and creative opportunities open to them in others' field. Thank you.
Dear opposition, first of all, do you think that preparing your exams and learning by heart, all of that stuff, needs any type of creativity? Please, I want an answer. Thank you. Dear audience, honorable juries, dear members of the opposition. To sum it all up, I'm going to give you a quick recap why does school kill creativity. First of all, it's because of its nature. The very first nature of school is based on three main pillars: teaching, learning by heart, and repeating. And of course, it ends with testing and marking, which usually breaks the student's will and power. Then there's the mentality. School pushes students to be more stupid and lazy. And I mean, no offense by that, but school pushes students to be lazy and stupid, and that by making them applying the same rules and blindly applying them. Just a really small example to my dear opponents here. Why does 1 + 1 = 2? Thank you.
Before I start my argument, I would like to answer the Prime Minister's question. First of all, learning by heart was something that was never mentioned. We never said that you should learn by heart to make sure you succeed in school. But we said rather that active learning helps students be creative and do well in school, because that is something that should be practiced, and that is something that is being practiced in most schools. So that would be the answer to your question. Schools. Institutions full of people, either teaching or learning, and that might come off as something that could possibly kill creativity, even though creativity is an inherited part of learning. Whenever you try something new, there is an element of creativity involved. There are different levels of creativity, and creativity develops with both time and experience, and school do nothing but help their student develop it, depending on their level or type, without limiting them in certain aspects, like whether the students are using aesthetic thinking, divergent thinking, lateral thinking, convergent thinking, or inspirational thinking. And that only comes off to prove that schools do not kill creativity, but rather allow it to blossom in so many different ways. And as Albert Einstein said, education is what remains after one has forgotten what one learned in school. Thank you.
Please. At school, exams are supposed to teach us that there is only one right answer. But in reality, there are so many right answers, and this is the way they kill our creativity. This is an answer for Miss Leader of the Opposition. Brain, a part that only God gave to only human beings and characterized them. Unfortunately, our members of the opposition are not using it. Our brain is composed of two parts, the right part and the left part. And since you love school, I think you will remember a class we had in primary school that says that the left part is relative to knowledge and that the right part is relative to creativity. So why does school only stimulate the left part of the brain? There should be a balance between the two of them because they are related to each other. Also, I started believing that you just got out of a cave because you are keeping saying things that we cannot relate to. Please, say something that we can see in our real life. Because, wake up! You just can't keep saying things we can't relate to. So I will invite you to give us more sources that make sense in real life. Thank you.
First of all, studying stimulates the brain, and by stimulating the brain, it comes out as creativity. Dear audience, dear government, we're close to the end of this wonderful debate, and I'd like to say it's unbelievable how you, dear government, defend your position with such bravery. Yet, it's in this school, want it or don't, where you learned how to be creative, how to develop your skills, not anywhere else. It's It's in our school when you learned how to be creative with your words, how to write and to give such speeches. So don't keep saying school kills creativity, because if it did, you won't be standing on this stage right now. And one last thing before I go to my place and listen to your so-called arguments. Please stop being so ignorant and be honest with yourselves first, then with our dear audience. Thank you.
The exception doesn't make the rule. Our school knew there was something wrong with the education system, and they knew it had to be changed. To sum it up, we live in an era where knowledge can be found everywhere and really easily, and can be understood way better than from teachers. Our creativity is what defines us, this capacity to be different from the other, and to feel special. Following the society leads us to create robots that follow the rules, like they're written. No heart, no creativity, no imagination, and no innovation. A bland life.
Ladies and gentlemen, school doesn't kill creativity, quite the opposite. It shows you so many different avenues that you can take your creativity down. Wherever your passions and your talents lie, you can follow that path and be as creative as you like. Killing creativity has nothing to do with school. It's most related to you and who you are. Because school is totally innocent from these huge convictions. Thank you.
Dear Deputy Leader of the Opposition, a debate's whole purpose is to defend your position with bravery. But apparently school didn't teach you that one, huh? School only encouraged us to be like everybody else. But it isn't really to blame for that. Society is. If you unleashed your creativity, you would reach your full potential. You would acquire power, which would make you a menace for supposedly powerful people. So congratulations. As a rat, you felt right in their trap. Thank you.
Creativity is hardly compatible with the process of formative group formation that we call school by definition. Creativity consists in showing originality in seeing and doing what others have not seen and have not been able to do. However, it is wrong to say that school kills creativity, since they provide the knowledge that constitutes the base from which creativity can take support to develop. Without knowledge, the creative is only an innovator of absurdity, perhaps to become a comedian and not a researcher. Creativity is also allowing yourself to make mistakes, but school is knowing which one to keep. Last but not least, dear public, school doesn't kill creativity. Thank you.